region, I would not have made it this far. But that was very... You know what my arena score is.
You see Saf there on the far left side. Karsten up top. Cheeks also putting some shots down. Good out of there. No thank you. Want nothing to do with that. Pops the last of his shadow bombs and gets all the way over into the priority side of the zone. Look at the bottom right-hand side. The whole lobby has to rotate past Proverbs. So what are they going to do? They're going to pressure him, saying, "Nah, you don't get to hold that spot for free."
And I mean, look at the health, man. Down to 29. If the lobby decides to turn on Proverbs, he's going to get picked off. He just needs to take a second, bury himself down in these builds, and start either looking for a siphon, get the meds, or the minis.
One thing else, too, want to call out, mispronounced your name yesterday. You saw Code Cali there on the bottom, another player who had a great day, but we're on board here with Twitch Maximo as he drops in and they say, just stand still. Stand still. Hello? Hello?
Okay, you missed the first one. No! I don't know why he was trying to wiggle there and trying to be a little cheeky about it. He does get the 63 though, Sundown.
He should get this. The players in the storm will get the storm takeover.
There it is.
But the question is, how much does it cost him? Because that should have been free, and it should have given him the high ground control. So can he get that back? We're getting closer in to the top 25. Instead, just going to use the redeploy. He picked up and hop right over. Good bunny hop to maintain the momentum and continue going. Again, when we talk about bunny hop, spamming jump, when you're touching the ground, you can retain some of your momentum. But be careful. Might carry you off the map. I've done that a couple times, I swear. Very not pretty. As we see here, Monique pushing over 34 players remaining, so still not at that first placement threshold. You see Acho Tipasolo getting picked up on the low ground by Lorelei there. Mo also in this match, S2 still representing on that West Coast, the friend group who is all about getting better at Fortnite, and they're representing hard here. Jae-Young picks up evade mood, and we have our top 25. Brockster gets knives FN right away. Aether goes down as well, so 8 more spots until we get the next one. And Brockster now knows the player's not going to cover his 6, drops right down on top of him. Hello? Oni? Hello? Open your ears up, man. He's right next to you, but well done there from Brockster. Not double jumping, being patient. That's what we talk about. Don't need to be sprinting next to him. Use those fast-paced speed. Got to be keeping an eye out on those heartbeats. No, it's incredibly difficult as we get closer to the second placement threshold. 17 players remaining, and the 7th zone is closing.
And of course, it wouldn't be a game if we weren't trying to traverse Father Mountain. Oh, thankfully, the storm goes in the completely opposite direction. It was just a tease. It was just a joke, but look down below. Rapid gets picked up. Holds 45 there. Going to be going toe-to-toe up on the high ground, though. Lore here is going to be battling it out with Lore the second. So, Lore,
you're Lore. There we go. Top 10 here. Lore on the high ground.
All right, a bunch of players have fallen. We're now 7 players remain. Great shadow bomb to keep Lore here, just ensuring no fall damage is taken. Look at everyone else. They're deep within the builds. You've got 2 players down below that aren't building. They've got to be out of materials. Can Lore take advantage of the Brockster up on top? He still has them. But look at everyone down below. Everyone else is battling it out right now.
Yeah, we're into the top 5, top 4 now. Brockster top right on the high ground. He says, no, I don't need high ground. Let's just join the fray down here. Only 1 tarp above. Lore gets Mo and gets the match from it. There, Brockster gets I Am Charo. Lore has 75 to the 24 build, but Brockster doesn't care. Shoot first, ask questions later. Brockster putting pressure onto Lore. Knows the zone is there. Lore tries to dip out and around, but too clever for your own good. Brockster, 5 elims and the victory royale, 15 points there to push him up to 32. That match was ridiculous, but for now, we're going to throw it back on over to Courage, who's in the studio.
Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, great energy from Zeke and Sundown. What you don't see behind the scenes is Zeke currently taking his shoes off, got the socks out.
He honestly looks extremely relaxed.
He's looking real comfortable, but the energy's there. I like it. I respect it. I love hearing those two on the mic. Courage joined by Dr. Lupo as we catch up to speed on a few things going on while the NA West action unfolds. Obviously intense down to the wire in some of those games right there. Arkham with a big performance. We saw Jarvis with an unfortunate demise there in 16th place, but Ben, I know you've got some things you want to show us.
It's actually funny you mentioned both of those players, Jarvis. Harrians as well on that list, and Arkham to end it. We have a set of replays. We're going to look at all 3 players and what they've done thus far for NA West. Pretty crazy how fast-paced things happen in these games, and I think NA West is one. They don't shy away from, the pace of what we've seen from EU and NA East. Shots inside a box, awareness, very, very important in Fortnite. See, Harrians here, a number of plays repeatedly showing. He's got the awareness, the ability to build up basically chasing his own rocket down in that clip right there to match a player elevation, shots from above, swap out the RPG, one of the most powerful weapons late game, especially when you have a swarm of players underneath. Repeated shots. Give me a combat shotgun and an RPG in a high-skill player's hands, and I guarantee you, you'll see a feed.
Right.
It's going to be absolutely ridiculous. Matching height there, catching Psycho on the rotation down, but like you said, Aaron's not the only player from NA West putting on a good show. Jarvis, you mentioned shots on the outside, peak shot on another player, getting third party, taking opportunities every time they have a chance. Very, very important that players are paying attention to who's around them and what exactly they're doing and maybe what other people are doing to them. Jarvis says the impulse over the top, flying away there. Get an escape. You got a landing on top of another baller player. Papo Anthony goes down and picks up a quick little set of loot. We've seen those kind of chases pretty often too. You have players that are flying through the air and they'll follow someone on a redeploy, a baller, the rift to go, and landing literally inside the same box, taking ownership of it. You mentioned Arkham. Here, patience is so key. We're in the top 5 at the very end here, and Arkham's sitting on the ultimate low ground, waiting for players literally to drop in, like that. Deuces goes down, another one, and Arkham's just going for a flick, looking for the next, finds a follow-up. Another one, back to back to back to back, and Arkham doesn't even need to climb his way out until the very last second, and even then, Barl goes down to himself.
Yeah.
The feed, Arkham took it over. NA West, just top-tier awareness, but still at 49 points, still in first place. Pika from WBG, but Harrian's right here. We saw a ton of clips from him at the beginning of the set of replays there.
Yep.
Taking second place
Pika,
so far.
Pika 3 games played, 3 wins. Thankfully for everyone else in this list, Pika already qualified. Because Pika's already qualified, it would be players in second and third if it were to remain this same score line. We'll see if that happens, though, Dr. Lupo. So far, NA West looks...
Thank you guys so much. Oh, did I cut you off? You want to do it? All right, let's do it.
Oh, no, that's fine. You can take it. That was cool. I didn't have my hand up or anything. It's fine. Too busy showing everyone how you're lounging.
Yeah, no, I feel...
Did you use the hashtag Fortnite World Cup?
I did.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah, so just for your context, in case you're just tuning in, Dr. Lupo and Courage JD decided to go ahead and call me out, expose me, say that I'm straight lounging right now. If you check...
Low-key trying to plug his Twitter there. Don't give him the
I didn't say anything.
¿Quién no te está jugando en la de Monster?
Be decided in this last block. If you want to be on the stage, you have to put up or shut up right now. Because if you don't, you're going to be sitting there and you're going to be regretting it. You're going to be feeling like you didn't accomplish it. But one other thing that I desperately have to state. Just because you don't qualify from New York City means you're a bad Fortnite player. Anytime you make it to Sunday in your region, you are in the very top percentile of the people who play this game. There are millions and tens of millions of people who have tried and played Fortnite. Don't get discouraged. You are incredibly good. You are among the best of the best. If you want to continue taking it seriously, there will be something to play for. It's not going anywhere. There's always going to be more Fortnite games to play, whether it's community events or other things. You can find ways to improve. You can go through, you can watch the VODs, you can pick yourself up, you can talk to another player. It was similar to what the F2 guys did. Find like-minded players. Join one of those friend groups. Ask players for advice. Keep pushing yourself. Because you're not going to get better by giving up. And hey, if you do want to give up and it's not for you, that's also okay. There are a ton of other games out there, and gaming is not just a singular thing. Games are fantastic, particularly with E3 going on, a bunch of new and fantastic titles out there that deserve to be celebrated. But right now, we're here playing Fortnite, trying to decide those final 2 spots, and Andrew picks up Uncle Iroh. That's the T right there.
I love every time you make that reference.
It's so good.
It is very, very good. These references are next level. Just to expand a tiny little baby bit on that, you know, we get it. We know it's a very difficult competition. We understand that you know, it means the world to qualify. And if you don't, it feels like the weight of the world is just on top of you, and you doubt everything, your skill, your ability to play all these things. But we promise you, you are here for a reason. You've made it to the top 3,000 in your respective region because of how incredible at Fortnite and how keep pushing. I promise it'll all pay off in the end. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup, man.
And
never
also,
forget.
hey, hashtag Fortnite World Cup. What did your improvement look like over the course of the World Cup? Did you get more points? Did you have one of those days that were really good for you? What was your story like? How was it competing in the first open tournament, in the largest open tournament that has been run? Let us know, because we want to hear about it. We want to know what your experience was like, what you liked, and what you didn't like. Give us some of the positives in there so we're able to iterate on all of that stuff. But as we said, now pressure plant going through, geysers going, and Tyranny is extending his shadow form because, as we said, his feet doesn't touch the ground. So that answers the question about what that interaction looks like. The real question is, if he hung out on a zip line, would he still just stay in that shadow form? Who knows? Top 25 placement points are abound, and Tyranny now has priority on the zone. He's going to look back and try and catch all the people who are hot feeding right by, but that is an incredibly tough shot to hit. 23, and does he get meteored by the other player? He does. He's in the box. He's stuck in there. Doesn't look like the player recognizes, so he's just gonna whoop right out the side in a box with the baller player. One trap down, finds doesn't find the trap, but finds the shot because Cryo has to move to the other side. 16 players remaining. Harrians and Andrew still in the lobby. Nobody wants to be the last one. Trap fires. Player gets to the opposite side, puts the ramp down. Tyranny being like, nah, I'm not dealing with that. Bernie picks up Oppo Whip, and we have our top 15. Harrians gets Kytrex, and Rick gets Orba, and the lobby is thinning fast.
Exactly, and look at this. Another one just picked up like that. We're nearing top 5 so quickly. But look at this. You still have people all the way around. Players being eliminated left and right. Up on the high ground, though, Hustle and Allrum looks like they're going to contest right now. Harrian says, everyone up top, go ahead and come on down. I'd like to just go ahead and send you back to the lobby. So there you go. Now, Hustle did not drop all the way down. He still has the highest ground tarp, so he's just going to keep applying pressure from above. Now, I'm curious, does Harrians have more rockets? Okay, you answered my question. Thank you. Did you read my mind? How did he know?
Right on up there, you see Andrew picks up drip traits, but Hustle starting to row kind of thin on mats. He has 22 left, but it should be okay to hold high ground for now. Is dealing with no, he picked up ammo from that last Elam, so he's okay. Dexterity picks up J Roses, and we're into the top 5. Harrians goes down just inside of it. Tyranny picks up Dexterity. Now it's a 1v1 between Tyranny and Hustle. Tyranny up on the high ground. Hustle going to take it away. Double ramps out into the side. 90 and then reverse flips it, but gets coned off by Tyranny. Great cone there, so Hustle now going to drop back down. One thing to note though, Hustle has the bandages, but no builds. If it goes to full close and he's okay, it should go to him. The difference between bandages versus a slurp and a campfire is minuscule, but Hustle slips up, only had the 50 HP, and gets taken out by a very slight change in elevation. That's not Old Man Mountain, that's like the newborn hill, but it was enough.
It was enough. I love fighting Volcano because it just makes like the action feel more action movie. It's like we're fighting over lava. Who will win? Food. Oh, between the slats. Hashtag Fortnite World Cup. Send observers your love. That was dope. All right, I liked that one. That was a pretty dang good one. I liked it. But look at this, Rux. Rux hasn't qualified, right? No, Pika and Rux have qualified. Excuse me, I missed.
They've qualified in solos, haven't qualified as a duo.
Yes, so one more opportunity in this next weekend to try and come through.
Actually, it will be on the Thursday and Friday, June 20th and 21st because of those changed times. Also, don't forget those hours have been pushed back, and the prize pools have been doubled for that rescheduling. Again, you can see the qualification spots on the right-hand side. 19 were up for grabs today. 17 have gone down, and 2 more are available here in the West. Who will be able to take one away as Rux begins spraying shots out there, swaps to the combat, gets a 12 and a 9 tag there, so knows the player is on whites but won't be able to find it. Instead, gets mitts with a little bit of help from the Storm.
Man, another dense lobby. Now keep in mind, we're coming, the circle is already moving. The Storm Circle is already moving. We're getting closer to that Storm Circle 6. Rux here, a little bit of a tough spot. He's going to go ahead and get that launch pad, get himself out of dodge, and begin his rotation. Question is, where does he want to land? He probably could have challenged that player, but I think it's a little bit smarter. Just go to the edge of that next storm zone, get yourself to safety, establish, and then see where the next zone is. Right? again, every interaction matters. Every decision they make is literally going to make or break their game.
So on that rotation in and of itself, you have two choices when you're going through. You can come down on the very near side of the zone where there's going to be more players, but you want to land towards an edge because the next circle goes outside of the bounds of the safe zone. If you don't go to an edge and you go to the middle, you're guaranteed a rotation no matter what. Whereas if you do get an edge, you're either on the backside and have to rotate right away, or everyone rotates into you. So the safe calculated play is you put yourself in the middle for an even rotation, but that means you're in the middle of the rotation and guaranteed have to rotate. So if you put yourself towards the side with mixed utility, you at least have a chance of hitting the zone. But then on the flip side, if it goes back to the opposite side, it's really rough. Most of the times during that overlapping zone, I'd say you want to go far side simply because the near side's going to be stacked and there's less threats there. So even if you do have to rotate away, most players aren't rotating all the way over there. As you can see Sealmat doing right now and then turning about face. Sees all the players dropping down from the sky. And that was the slow redeploy. That's what I'm talking about. If you go to press space, as somebody knocks your ramp out from under you, you'll be stuck in that slow redeploy forever. But Sealmat opts not to punish that player, instead swaps targets onto gun deals and swats him out of the sky, swapping his name from Epic Whales Duo back to Sealmat so we can give him the credit where credit is due without undue confusion.
Dang it, you literally stole my joke. I was gonna say, man, I'm so happy to see that Sealmat has changed his name from Epic Whales Duo to his real name so we can give him the credit. Dang it, Sundown. It's like you read mine. It wasn't like a joke. I'm just saying that was like.
Oh, it was one of your jokes. Got it.
Yeah, so it's not
As
funny.
we hit top 25 there, Pearl taking out Hitmarker and Sealmat getting over to the far side. 3 points for everyone. Top 15 will be the next one for an additional 2 points, and then top 5 in the Victor Royale after that. But Sealmat wants the points from the elims. You can see the baller kind of griefing him a little bit there, just hitting the spacebar, knocking the builds, not letting him be safe. But Anjul gets picked up. Brilliantly done there from Sealmat, and now going to opt to pop the shadow and get on out.
I like that rotation because typically when you do with a door and you use a shadow bomb and then you open the door, players know to laser the door instantly because you're going to be coming out as a shadow. If you edit up and then you just bounce out of the box, no one can really tell where you are, and it makes you way more difficult target to hit. That's dope.
Adapting, man, like we said, everyday people pushing the limit. But now we got Buphack up on the high ground. Boombo in combat shotgun, sitting on full draw right now, has an explosive shotgun round ready to go in case anybody gets greeted by it. Sees the shadow player, not able to find the first hit. Baller right next to him, just pickaxe him. That works too. You can send him on down, but he's gonna be able to catch himself. See if he had pickaxed him there.
He would have got
out in the storm. Would have got an elim.
Yep.
Just saying, 200 IQ.
You know what I'm curious about? I know.
So that's another thing.
Okay.
It's top 15, so that's a 3-point swing there. But an explode or any AoE damage that hits a baller, if it breaks it, will crack through. Bobhack gets Wavy Jacob as well, the player who is in the top 5 tomorrow. So good high ground domination from him. But now back on board with Sealmat. 2 elims and top 12 currently, needs top 5 for the next round of points. But he also still has 3 stinks, Zeke.
These just increase in value over the course of the game, right? You got to think the stink bomb is a little bit larger than a 1x1 grid space. When you throw it in, especially in this tight of a corridor, you're going to get guaranteed damage. Remember, that's damage that ignores shields and hits directly to the health bar. If he just drops it down on the players down below, he's going to get a bunch of damage numbers, and he's going to be able to track them. Because remember, that damage number is ticking, and you can track where that number is coming from.
Drop it on the backside of the storm on low ground. Players will always be there. Always, no matter what. But right now you can see he's only on the 31 builds, trying to find a little bit of room to navigate. Finds a big pot, knows there's a player over on the side. This is when you should be using those stinks. They are going to get to a critical point where you will have no more area to get it. But Sealmat says, I know better. I'm going to stick to that combat shotgun. Top 5, top 4 now as Pearl gets end picks. Pearl on the high ground. Bobhack on the tarp beneath. Sealmat now on the mid tarp. So now Bobhack on ultimate low. And there it is. Drop down the stink. Drop down a rocket as well. Sealmat got the last hook. Bobhack, that's the wrong way. Flit knocks out into the storm. Sealmat should just drop another stink on the low ground. Oh no! He put it in his own box! He put it in his own box! So Fetty got the tick over onto it because he was the last one who tagged him forever ago. Pearl got the tick as well. 17 points for Pearl, but Oh, that's rough. You know what? That's just one of those ones where you wake up in the morning and you're like, yep, it was just right before lift up the covers. You smelt it, you dealt it. Real rough there, taking yourself out. Not about the Dutch oven there, but hopping into the next match. Tracer, Lior, Poser, Kicks, all over by Pleasant Park. You have Doten in the corner, and Tracer has a nice little loadout, 6 shadows with the combat. Also has a tower built up, so might have a little bit of extra resources underneath, and has priority rotation on the zone. You can see right on the edge of the Pleasant Park circle.
Yeah, I mean, right now, at this point, he could just look to gatekeep players as they're trying to get themselves into safety. I want to see, though, yeah, okay, I was going to say, I want to see like a wide shot. I want to see more of what's going on here in Pleasant Park. A lot of players are on that outside edge, and they need to start making their way in. We've already had, you can tell, right? There's players that have already established themselves in this new safe zone. Now it's about everyone else. How do they get in? Are their rotations safe? Do they have long rotations? Does someone around them have a potential launch pad or rift that they could use? Do they have that utility? So many possible decisions. Look at that. Choi, he was flying in the air and just gets ripped to shreds. He's not been eliminated, not yet, but he is in definite critical condition. Bolt Johnny, they're going to be picked off in 38th place. Rough, not the worst, but rough for sure.
That's pretty bad.
It's pretty bad.
That's pretty bad. I'm not in terms of like, oh, getting to 38th is bad, but playing 18 minutes or whatever in a game to get to the 5th circle and then being dropped out before placement points doesn't feel good as a player. Tracer now popping the shadow, going to opt to try and find a little bit of room. You can see, again, the players gravitate more towards the outside of this 5th circle. Radiant Bricks picks up last live. Tracer hitting the tree to get a little bit more, sitting on 5 elims and 5 smoke bombs. And now, while you're towards the outside of the circle, everyone on the eastern side of Pleasant now has priority on that zone, and players are going to have to go past. 35 players left. You can see everyone playing safe, playing dense. Nobody wants to get picked off right here. We've talked about it before. The placement threshold is kind of the barrier. Like, hey, was this an acceptable game? You can't spend this much time in a match and not get placement points.
And here we go, man. Circle has started moving. Again, guys, every interaction matters. This is their last opportunity, the last few games they have on the server. Probably like about an hour left of queue time. Becca, can you help me out? Boom, 105 minutes. Thanks, Becca.
105 minutes?
Wait, what did I, is that
really,
what I said?
Zeke?
An hour and 5 minutes.
Really? Ah! Wow,
anyway,
all right. Yeah,
34 players.
Right back.
No, Becca, take that away. Remove the graphic. Becca, remove the graphic.
World Cup. Can Zeke do math? The answer is no. If you answer yes, we're not friends anymore. Him down there representing from South Korea, as I said, from the Asia region, playing in Canada. Currently had a nice little Canadian flag there on his Twitter account. Yeah, I was trying to figure out, but I know he'd been asking, doing everything they can to try and get one of the solo spots there. You can see Sino in the bottom left, Persecute also in the lobby, Vide in the lobby, Fate Yonder, Wheels, Thai Tanks, TXG Temple, Dorden, Kaz, Coral, so many players has qualifying for the Fortnite World Cup creative side with one of the sickest trick shots during Ninja's thing, still into the top 25. So 3 points for everyone in the lobby. And Kaz goes down right there, a little bit of a caster curse. I apologize, but he did get his flu shot, so not gonna end up being sick. Kefu picks up Doten. Spook does get his shadow canceled. Immediately gonna 90 up, box himself up and over, and he says, nah, I'm gonna pop another shadow and get out of dodge. This is risky. Needs to avoid getting metroed here, and he does. Puts enough space between him to get back over the backside of the zone. Nobody expects the reflank with the shadow. You expect him on the far side not to come back to the near, but Spook can't convert as Vide. Oh, as I say that, he drops down and chases Persecute. That's a 3-point swing as that even pushes us into the top 15.
Now top 5 is the next threshold, and this is where we're going to see players play a little more defensively. They want to hit top 5. Those extra 2 points are so crucial. Spook here doing his best impersonation of a spooky ghost, walking around that shadow bomb. He's going to find a player, a 36. It is a headshot, but not a ton of damage. And look, he's got there in the pyramid. They're trying to keep themselves safe. He does get the ramp, and the players, they're just trying to abandon. They're like, no. I need to get myself to safety. I need to survive. Kefu going down in the top left to Yonder. Cherish Reality just going to get ripped to shreds. 3 eliminations for Spook. And then Rocket He's looking to fracture it all, Sundown.
Oh, but he finds the player in the shadow form. Can he follow up on it? What?
Wait, what?
I didn't. Literally, I heard the audio cue as he turned and built. That was inhuman from Spook to be able to get that there. Sino picks up Jordan, and we're getting closer to that top 5. And one thing to note, once players hit the top 15, it's a little bit like, okay, I got my 5 placement points. I can kind of press it. This is a relatively successful game either way. And Synergy kicks on the high ground. 2 big pots, Shadow Bomb and a Rift. Little less valuable, but it's all about the rockets and the combat. He's going to start working top down and looking for those aim down sight shots. Holding his hard right hand, waterfalling another level, only about 3 or 4 up, and now he's going to start looking for shots. Misses the first, and sees 2 people get blown up. Leo and Yonder get blown up by Sinu and Ty Tanks, and we have our top 5. 7 points for everyone in the lobby, and Kix is trying to go to work. This player holding him off, using the turbo build to just hold that box, and Kix says, okay, you can have it. I'm going up 1 more.
He does have a single RPG. He could just bring everything down or just save it and try to get a cheeky angle and just level everything down below. Now, keep in mind, he's got a great angle. He immediately just destroys that player there. They're going to just back to lobby. Good day, friend. Sinu there picked up as well. So who's left? I 3 box me or wide shot me.
That's
the rocket gonna come in.
That's it.
That's Ty Tanks. Oh my God. Okay, who's down below? Who's still left?
I think he actually got a shield tag with that RPG. I assume this player is tagged out. That's why he's just playing defensively.
It was Spook.
No, but he did get a shield shot. Spook tried to be a spooky ghost there, but no, a flankerino. Synergy kicks him out to the lobby, gets the victory royale, and closes that match out. Well done from him there, and just look at the run away from Pleasant. We pretty much head in a straight line there, but the action doesn't stop. 47 players here. You see Zucchini and Nico over here as well. And look in the bottom right-hand corner. We're over by Lonely, but look at the number of players who are in that next safe zone. There's only about 4 or 5 on the edge, and the other 40 players are going to have a long rotation over there. That's a lot of open space.
Yeah, we need either community launch pads, community rifts, shadow bombs, whatever it is. Ballers, just get yourself to safety. Now is the time to go. Nico, look at this. Rift to go, slurps, half shields. He's ready. He's got no elims. He's trying to look. He's saying, I've got time. I'll mess with this player. Sky virus. Unfortunately, not the T virus. Gonna get eliminated there.
So one fantastic thing that Nico did, and you might wonder why players are doing it, players will set up a ramp directly behind them and then force themselves onto the wall. This goes back to the conversation we had before about those yellow builds. If you put the ramp and then you're standing in it, because the other wall ends up being broken and you're phased into that one, as you step forward, that other wall gets full built and it kind of pushes you forward a little bit, but makes it a little easier to phase through into the walls. That's how Nico was able to get there and get that shot off. Well done from him there to close that one out. But the rest of the lobby, you have Rex, Psycho, Pine, all over on this side. We already saw Psycho have an incredible performance, and not gonna meme on that because it really was that good. But Rex gets the wall, gets the cone, has the trap on the back side, and Renuity can go hang out in the lobby because Rex is dominant there.
Another member of S2 or the Heart Clan. In case you can't tell, looks like a little heart. Look at it. Just gonna try this a little bit. You can tell. The S and 2. 42 players remain. This is gonna dictate what happens moving forward. Where is the new safe zone? Here we go. Down low by Lonely. Okay, so pretty even flat terrain. Like there's a little bit of that little like incline, that little baby one there, but it's not like a mountain, right? They're gonna be fine, especially with rotational tools.
So the first players who go will be fine. The second players won't, and that's why those hills end up being so bad. When you're going over kind of a change in verticality, you need to be going early or have utility, because if you're going late without utility and trying to build up, it doesn't matter how good of a builder you are. If everyone in the lobby has slapped brick and metal down there ahead of time, it takes forever to break through. You can't find your angles, and now we see Pika trying to take the wall away, drops back down through his edit. Storm Surge is on, so 9 players in the lobby will be pressured from that. Again, 30 is when it turns off. You see typical gamer picking up AU Kirky, and Pika trying to find the player, holding with the heavy snipe there. As Citizen snipes, just gets held by the entire zone. Pika goes for the shot, but does not hit it, and immediately pops his glider and just hangs out in the air. Wants nothing to do with all of this chaos on the mid and low ground.
Yeah, just let everyone duke it out, you know. as they're making rotations, the lobby's going to thin itself out. And look, this is exactly what you do. Just wait. Especially now as people are trying to establish themselves, he's probably going to try and challenge someone for their high ground. Because you don't, down below, all they're thinking about is who can I pick off? How can I get to safety? Now instead here he's going to say, look, Zeke, I'm a step ahead of you. I'm going to land there first, establish myself, and I'm going to look to gatekeep everyone that's trying to rotate in. A player here, he's going to get the wall blown out from his side. Good recovery, though. He did not lose that much life. He still has the 2 half shields as well, so he's still good to go. 28 people still left, though. Look at the rotation out of that shadow bomb.
So sick to be able to get out around the side and get over to the far if he can now establish himself and begin shooting. But instead, you see him on the right side of the screen, just continues to extend out the shadow bomb and get to the top 25. Well done there from Pika. There's a reason he was in the top spot. There's a reason he's already qualified for solos. He's really, really, really ridiculously good at this game.
There you go, rift forced there. So now Rex and everyone else, not from the same rift, their own potentially, gonna look to land. But look, a little girl up on top is taking shots at the mean old Fortnite players in the sky. Pika there, look, another shadow bomb use. He wants this high ground. He's continued to contest because he knows that is a power position and he wants it. Rex here is gonna try and get a little cheeky angle here, see where he can go ahead and nest himself. Looks like they're on the lowest ground tarp. This is pretty good, it's gonna keep him safe. Especially everyone down below. You got to think everyone probably down below is a little less on mats. So that's why they don't want to contest. They want to try and conserve. 4 more people need to fall. 2 go down there. 1 more. Top 15. Okay, I thought it was going to come a little quicker than that, but oh well, here we are. There. Okay, of course. Okay, I'm trying. I did my best. Anyway here.
And it was a little girl picking up Timber Skelty, the player from Mexico there. And we're into that top 15, as you said. And additionally, too, there were a lot of top 10 players who were in this. Players who last time we checked the leaderboard are up there right away. You can see Rex and Domo in there. CJ was in the lobby. A little girl pushes in and will pick up an Elam. Rex puts both the straps on the side. 1, 2, and typical gamer gets taken down. He was on a spree of himself. But Rex says, don't you know who I am? I know who you are. But it's time you learn my name. Brilliantly done there from him.
Well, he's got a big galaxy brain and tiny little arms, but Pika is up on the high ground there. He's going to go ahead and try and contest. Fisco, I believe, is the way you would say that name. Now, Pika having a little bit of difficulty, but keep in mind, he's got the 8 builds. That's why he's not trying to get crazy beyond fast. Decimated, but Night Slayer says, I am the Pika Slayer. Go back to lobby, friends. And look at this. Fisco's like, oh, did something happen? I guess I'm just going to drop back down. Everyone down below, everyone okay?
Yeah,
I'm good.
Night Slayer showing off his Earth type right there now as Rex continues working on the mid-tarp. Does put down the first campfire, trying to get as much effective HP as he can. Will top off to 100 right before the storm that comes through. Finds the first shot. Can he connect afterward? And he does. That was Night Slayer right after he took out Domo. So now Rex on the low ground sends a player down. 1, 2, but Fisco catches himself right after. Fisco in your top right, Rex in your bottom right. 70 builds to 32. Fisco is going for an early campfire. He committed to,
no! Why would you stop it? Oh, no.
And so he stopped it because he saw that Rex was on the low ground and continued going through. So even if he had gotten it, he wouldn't have had the health advantage. But now the circle is closed. Rex just needs to hang out. He saw Fisco do it early, and he gets him. Rex had tagged him forever ago with it, pushing himself up to 39 points there. 19 from that match. Brilliantly done from Rex, but we're going to throw it on over to Dr. Lupo, who's in the studio.
Gentlemen, thank you. Legend has it there are a few things louder than the shriek of Zeke. But I will say the show and the shots from a lot of these players in NA West also standing out pretty loud, if I do say so myself. Speaking of which, we're going to take a quick look at the current NA West standings. So I'm going to now pivot and walk over to the board because that's what it says in the script. No, for real, NA West still going very, very deep right now. A lot of players competing for this top set of positions. Pika still holding it out all the way at the top there, 59 points. Only 4 games played. I think he's playing a different version of Fortnite compared to everybody else. Symmetrical, Deuces, Sparl, Jarvis, Arkham, a ton of players, Harrians that we've seen over the course of the entire day so far from NA West. But I want to take 2 seconds real quick and look specifically at Symmetrical. 5 games played, 3 victory royales. Here's what's shown up so far. This is scary consistency minus this outlier number 3 there. But if you look in the bottom right, placement has been huge thus far. 70% of the 50 points that he's earned up until now it's crazy. It's a spread like we have not typically seen. Usually we see closer to 40-60 or even a 50-50 down the line. But like I said, 5 games left, still symmetrical on a solid push. See if we can maintain that top 1, 2, 3 position. You have to remember, if Pika does maintain number 1, he's already qualified. So those 2 positions for NA West shift down just one little one bump. A lot of competition still out there. This is the last week for solos across the board. This is the last set of games for the last region. Before we get to those, we got to take a quick 5-minute break. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back to cast this thing and knock out the rest of the weekend. See you in a bit.
Zeke, this is it. This is the last chance, all right? People need to know about this block party, all right? This is your last opportunity to be there, all right? DJ Zeke's gonna be there. DJ Sundown's gonna be there. Everyone's gonna be there, all right? The people are waiting. All right. You know what, man? I'm DJ Zeke. I don't need no card. But what you need to do is buy your tickets to the block party. Tickets are only $35, Fortnite fam. Listen, all right, June 15th, 16th at the LA Forum. Day 1, Creative Showdown. Listen, all right, Team Evolve built an incredible map. Spoiler alert, it's dope. Day 2, Celebrity Pro-Am. 50 pro gamers, 50 celebrities, all battling out for a $3 million charity prize pool. What more do you want? What more do you need? Fortnite fam, you need to be there because we are ready to party with you. Bam!
Heyo Fortnite fam, Sundown here, and today we're going to talk a little bit about the Flintlock pistol and its impact on competitive play.
The Flintlock pistol is a great addition. Sometimes it'll just change the course of a fight.
The things you can do is insane. You can get height with it. It shoots pretty far. You can almost use it as an AR at the beginning game just to get one shot. It'll hit for like 80, 90 in the body.
And this is looking really good for Horrify, but the Flintlock is going to get the high ground. Nikiva, such a smart play.
The Flintlock is a common and uncommon weapon that uses heavy ammunition. It does 86 or 90 damage depending on rarity, and it has a 2 times headshot multiplier. This means that outside of a sniper rifle, it has the highest single shot damage potential in the game. However, the Flintlock only allows for 1 shot at a time, has pretty decent damage fall off, and also takes 3 seconds to reload. In addition to all of this, the Flintlock also has a mobility component to it. When fired, it will impulse the shooter backwards, and if the bullet strikes a target, it will impulse the target away from the shooter. This can allow for some tricky plays to be made.
Player there, runs out into the storm, jump, finds him, yeah!
We've seen a decent amount of use out of the Flintlock during the Fortnite World Cup online open qualifiers. So let's hear from some of the qualified players to get their opinion on its addition to the game.
If I'm low on HP and I have to choose one weapon, it will be this one. You can actually like kill someone from 200 HP to 0 without taking any shots.
And it's also really good for competitive play because if you're high ground or if you want to get away from a situation, the Flintlock, when you use it, it knocks you some distance so you can get away or you can get high ground over someone. I think it just adds a lot of like different plays you can make with it. I think it's good.
I personally really like the Flintlock. I think it's a really good weapon. I think it's a really, really strong weapon in the right hands. You need to know how to use it and you need to base your whole game around it if you want to use it right.
It's just the kind of weapon we need more.
I definitely think it's one of the better things that have been added skill-wise. I like that it's so versatile. I really like it competitive. Definitely deserves a spot here.
Thanks for watching, and hopefully you saw how the Flintlock can be utilized in the right hands. What is the best Flintlock play you've done or seen? Share it with us using the hashtag Fortnite World Cup, and we'll be seeing you guys on the battle bus, or maybe Flintlocking through the air.